What's good, boys? I'm making yet another video on yet another YouTuber. Well, this time I'm going to be talking about 3 YouTubers because I have a problem with these 3 YouTubers and they all basically make the same content. So I thought instead of making 3 videos, I'd just make one on these 3 YouTubers. Now, in case you haven't heard of Benji, Scrubby, and Cyrus, they are all 3 YouTubers who basically make the same content that Leafy made. I know it's unfair and probably annoying to keep comparing other YouTubers to Leafy, which I agree. I think calling other content creators Leafy clones gets thrown around way too much. But these 3 YouTubers really are the fucking reincarnation of Leafy, especially Cyrus, well, mostly Cyrus. Not so much Benji. Even when I saw his content about a year ago, I thought he was unique enough not to be compared to Leafy. And Scrubby's more of a Papa Timmy clone, which is honestly worse than a Leafy clone. But Cyrus is probably the closest thing to a Leafy clone than any other YouTuber I've ever seen. Now, so I don't confuse you guys, I'm going to be talking about these 3 YouTubers in order. The first person I want to talk about is Benji, and personally I think he has the best content out of the 3. And honestly, if I wasn't talking about his friends, I wouldn't even make a video on him, unlike Cyrus and Scrubby. Sure, his old content was bad and lacking personality, but I don't like judging people's old content as it's not really fair and doesn't represent their channel. And I believe he's like 15, which when I was 15 I had no idea what kind of content I wanted to make. I was just kind of making content. I was really just testing shit for like 3 years until I started making video essays and commentary videos. Now that doesn't make his content good, and I still think it's generic videos talking about generic trending topics. I know it's easy to shit on easy targets like Little Tay, basically anyone on Dr. Phil, or anyone you find cringy. And you might be thinking, well, Mannis, aren't you talking about trending topics? Benji, Cyrus, and Scrubby are all big YouTubers. Well, yeah, but I've yet to see a video kind of critiquing these YouTubers. The reason I made a video on Turkey Tom and Diesel Patches was I felt they were making mistakes and I wanted to point them out and help them. Yet, at the time, there wasn't really any videos criticizing them, at least not good ones, and at the end of the day, I got what I wanted. They both saw the video, and they took my criticism, which is all I wanted, and yeah, I knew those videos were gonna get a bunch of views. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't know that, but it's a win-win situation. They get honest criticism, and I get a small boost on my channel. Now, what Benji does is make fun of people with no real criticism and just points out obvious things like how cringy someone is or how cringy something is. I never saw the appeal of YouTubers just pointing out cringy people or cringy things. Now, I'll give Benji credit, his videos are 10 times more edited and have more personality than 99% of the trash YouTubers that make this kind of content, but that doesn't excuse the fact that he makes trash content that takes little to no effort. And I don't want to be that guy, but I don't understand why he isn't making daily content. I think it's annoying when people demand YouTubers to upload more, but Benji is making the kind of content that YouTubers grind out. That kind of content those YouTubers make that content so they can upload every day without putting in any effort. They don't even fucking make thumbnails, they just take screenshots of the video and just call it a day. And his commentary is pretty straightforward and short, and I doubt he scripts his videos. The only thing that takes time is editing, which if he's comfortable with his style should only take him a few hours. His gaming videos probably take longer to make because going through hours of footage is harder than going through 10 minutes of audio. So honestly, if he isn't trying to upload every day or make an effort to upload consistently, then he should just take the time to make better content and talk about bigger and better things, instead of just calling obviously crazy people crazy or cringy. Just anything that doesn't involve pulling up a clip and lampooning idiots on the internet. Unlike Cyrus and Scrubby, I really do feel like Benji has potential in being a good YouTuber and making good content. I'd love to see him become more than just another commentary channel that milks trends. The next YouTuber I want to talk about is Scrubby, who I believe to be the second worst YouTuber on this list. In case you don't know who Scrubby is, he's Benji's less successful friend who pretty much makes the same content as him. Even though I just insulted him, I don't want to be too harsh because he does seem like a nice guy, and from what I've heard, he is. So he doesn't deserve to be made fun of, but his content does. And like I said, Scrubby makes pretty much the same videos as Benji, but with less effort besides tiny repetitive edits, which isn't much better than his editing because he pretty much talks about what everyone else talks about in his genre, which is shitty reaction commentary channels. And to make it easier, here's a list of the YouTubers in this genre. But I've met a lot of people who said Scrubby tried to give them advice. Slew is another awful channel that looks up to Scrubby.
And in today's video, I found this Ricecum wannabe who is trying to diss the commentary god himself, Scrubby. So without further ado, let's dibble, double dab right into this.
And after I told Slew he's lazy for not making thumbnails and just taking screenshots as his thumbnail, he said that he used to make thumbnails, but Scrubby told him that less flashy is better and to just use screenshots with little to no edits. Now, Scrubby, I don't care that you're too lazy to make thumbnails, even going as far as using the same thumbnail of the video you're talking about, but don't give scummy advice to kids that obviously look up to you. And I know he doesn't do it because he's lazy, well, I'm sure that's a big reason, but he does it because Leafy made a killing on YouTube with exaggerated titles titles with cap locks on and lazy screenshot thumbnails. That's the reason why you see so many shitty content creators with the same fucking titles and thumbnails. And something that Scrubby does that a lot of other YouTubers do that I didn't even notice until Skyjack pointed it out to me. And before I say it, a little context, I was an admin for a small server with around 120 members at the time, and Scrubby joined. Now I thought this was weird because Scrubby didn't know anyone in the server besides Benji, not even the owner. And of course he didn't say a single thing the entire time he was in chat. The server was basically giving him free advertisement for doing nothing but being online. And at least Benji talked, which he barely did, but he ended up leaving anyway, but Scrubby stayed the entire time and didn't say a word. And I know a lot of other YouTubers do this and I didn't notice it until Skyjack pointed it out, like I said, but I still think it's something that should be brought up even though other people are doing it. Overall, I don't hate Scrubby as a person, just his content, and I'm sure when he sees this video he'll probably hate me, which I don't blame him, I just shit all over his content. But Scrubby, if you want to have an actual conversation about your content, message me on Discord, and that goes for anyone. I just wanted to end this part of the video with me saying that I have nothing against the guy. Cyrus is probably the worst channel I've seen since Diesel Patches, which is saying a lot. And I'm not gonna lie to you boys, Cyrus was really my biggest motivation for this video. This was originally gonna be a Cyrus video only, and I figured down the line I'd probably make a video on Scrubby anyway. And because they basically make the same content as Benji and they're all friends, I decided to group them up all into one video. Now the reason I think Cyrus is worse than Benji and Scrubby, and pretty much anyone in his genre, is he does what Benji and Cyrus does, but worse. No thumbnails, lazy titles, and is an actual Leafy clone. He unironically uses CSGO Surf background footage in 2018. Now that I think about it, I'm almost positive we banned YouTubers from actually using CSGO Surf footage besides Luna, because that's all that he has besides his fake stories. Like, at least be creative with your background footage. I use older games, so when you click on my video, you know it's me, not some other dipshit commentary channel. It's unique, which is the most important thing on YouTube, and CSGO Surf footage is the opposite of unique. And not to mention he makes videos on the same shit his group of friends make, which wouldn't be a problem if they added something new to the topic besides, hey, look how sad this person is. For example, 3 other YouTubers that do the exact same thing is Turkey Tom, Ellis Mark, and Just Jargon. Occasionally they make videos on the same topics, but the difference is they each bring a different perspective and add something new to the topic. And the topics they talk about aren't retarded things like how cringy TikTok is or how cringy the guests are on Dr. Phil are. Now the reason Cyrus sounds so uninspired in every video he makes is because he doesn't give a shit about what he's talking about. He mentions in almost all his new videos how people keep requesting he talks about certain topics, so he just does it. The problem with doing that is you're gonna keep making content that you don't care about. And it's obvious you don't give a shit about your content when all your content is request videos or videos you know that are gonna get views. But you might be saying, but man, is he acknowledged that his request videos get a lot of views and that's the reason why he does them. But just because you're aware that you're making trash content that you don't care about does not make it okay for you to make trash content that you don't care about. And you might be thinking, well, what's wrong with making content that your viewers want to see? You shouldn't make content based off what your viewers want to see. You should make content what you want to make, because it isn't their fucking channel, it's your fucking channel, and you shouldn't have them make your videos for you. Look, Cyrus blew up pretty much overnight, and typically when that happens, YouTubers kind of fold and they don't know what to do, because they're scared that if they make content they actually want to make, that their viewers will lose interest in them, which is honestly a sad way to manage a YouTube channel, being in constant fear that if you make the kind of content you want to make, you're going to lose your fans. I honestly don't have anything else to say about Cyrus. His content and current state on YouTube depresses me, and I genuinely feel bad that he's probably in that current mindset and feels that he's not controlling his own channel. And like I said, I don't like throwing around this term, but he's basically a Leafy clone. So my best advice would be watch a couple Leafy videos and don't do anything he does, because currently you're doing everything he does. But with that being said, that wraps up this video. I don't know I don't know anything else to add to this video, and I know my video is gonna get dislike bombed, but just as a tip for people who actually hate me off a dumb internet video, disliking my video actually counts as interaction on my video, which recommends my video more. So if you really wanted to get to me, you would not comment or dislike my video, because all that does is give me more interactions on my video. I know you guys won't believe me, but I want you to know that it makes me happy that idiots don't know that this basically gives me free recommendations. And for the 3 people I just talked about, I want you to know I don't hate you guys. I just don't like your content, and I want you to improve as content creators, because you guys are inspirations to a lot of people. Slew and many other small YouTubers make shitty content because they look up to you and they copy everything you guys do. Kind of like how you guys copied Leafy when you guys were smaller channels. And if you guys make good content, they would be trying to get on your level. But because you guys make such mediocre content, they're already on your level. And they aren't trying to improve because they think that if they dumb down their content, they'll be as big as you guys. So please, I don't want you guys to think that I hate you. I just hate what you guys represent on YouTube, which is lazy content equals success. So please, I beg of you, take my criticism as criticism and not hate, and try to improve from what I've said.